If you already got your H1B visa, congratulations. If you didn't get approved yet, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. But getting that visa is just step one. You also need to find a place to live. That's probably why you're wondering if you can buy a house on an H1B visa. The short answer, yes, absolutely. All foreigners can buy property in America, and having an H1B visa makes it even easier. In this video, I'll explain why. I'm John Pastor, co-founder of Nonresident Investor. We specialize in helping foreign nationals buy U.S. real estate. If you're an H1B visa holder or planning to become one, this channel is for you. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more content like this. To dive right in, let's discuss whether buying is really better than renting with an H1B visa. At first glance, renting might seem like the easier choice. No long-term commitment, no big upfront costs. But here's the thing. Buying a home can actually save you money, even with a mortgage. Of course, the numbers depend on where you buy. In places like California and New York, home prices are sky high, with average costs sitting around $820,000. Breaking even with such high initial prices could take years. But in more affordable states like Wisconsin, Texas, Ohio, or Iowa, owning a home can cost less than renting in just a few years. Plus, every mortgage payment builds equity, and that money stays in your pocket instead of your landlord's. Rent volatility is a main factor that makes renting more expensive. Rents change each year in the US. One year it's affordable, but the next, your landlord raises it by hundreds of dollars. But a mortgage, with a fixed rate loan, your payment stays the same for 30 years. No surprises, no sudden hikes, just stability. And let's talk about taxes. Owning a home in the US comes with perks, even for H1B visa holders. You can save thousands when selling. If you live in your home for at least 2 years, the first $250,000 of profit is tax-free. But the biggest reason, wealth. Home prices in the US have jumped nearly 50% in just 5 years, and they're still climbing. Real estate has always been one of the safest investments, helping families build generational wealth. If you buy a home today, you're not just securing a place to live, you're setting yourself up for a stronger financial future. So, while renting may feel more convenient, buying a home, especially on an H1B visa, is often the better long-term choice. But John, what happens if I lose my H1B visa? Don't worry. Losing your visa doesn't mean losing your home. Your immigration status has no impact on property ownership. If you have a mortgage, you'll still need to keep up with payments. In the worst-case scenario, rent out the property to cover costs or sell it, often at a profit if home values have risen. And if you secure a new visa, nothing changes. So how do you actually purchase a home as a foreigner? The entire process is pretty complex, but you can summarize it in 5 key steps. And the first step is finding the right location. Unlike investors who can pick any city, H1B visa holders have more limited options. Your job location will be the biggest factor, since your visa depends on maintaining employment. If remote work isn't an option, that means you'll need to live within commuting distance of your workplace. But even within that area, prices can vary a lot. The key is to buy within your means. If you're buying with a loan, lenders will decide how much you can borrow based on your salary. So stick to neighborhoods in an appropriate price range. But even if you can take out a large mortgage, it doesn't mean you should. Stretching yourself too thin financially can be risky, especially when you're navigating life in a new country. If you're in an expensive city, look outside the downtown area. Suburban homes are often much cheaper, and even with added transportation costs, the price difference can make it worth it. In some cases, moving to a neighboring town could save you even more. Take New York and New Jersey, for example. Crossing state lines can mean paying up to 40% less for a home. Finding the right location takes research, but it's worth the effort. Once you've narrowed it down, the next step is talking to a mortgage broker if you're buying with a loan. Otherwise, skip to step 4. Step 2, talking to a mortgage broker. Mortgage brokers will use your income to estimate how high of a loan you can get. Typically, your mortgage payments shouldn't surpass 50% of your monthly income for a primary residence. A well-connected mortgage broker like myself can give you the best deal with rates and the most mortgage options at the same time. Step 3, choosing the right mortgage. When it comes to choosing a mortgage, you have a few paths to take. If you already have a solid credit score and a well-paying job, a conventional mortgage is going to be the best option. These loans come with competitive interest rates and are the same mortgages Americans take. If you don't have 2 years of credit history, a foreign national mortgage is a better fit. The trade-off is that you'll likely need a larger down payment and the interest rates are higher. These loans are still better than renting in almost every case. For first-time homebuyers, an FHA loan could also work. These government-backed loans allow for much smaller down payments, as little as 3.5%, and they have more flexible credit requirements. The key condition is that the home has to be your primary residence. FHA loans also have a popular option for multifamily properties where you can use the income from a second unit to qualify for a higher purchase price. And then there's the DSCR loan. But this one's just for investors and investment property. Since you won't live there, instead of looking at your income, lenders evaluate whether the property itself can generate enough cash flow to cover the mortgage. If the rental income numbers add up to at least 125% of the mortgage payment, you qualify, even without a U.S. credit score. For most H1B visa holders, the best mortgage will depend on your credit history, income, and how much you can put down. But once financing is locked in, the next step is where the fun begins. Step 4. Hiring a real estate agent. Since you're a foreigner and have no experience in the U.S. market, working with a real estate agent is a must. But you should never settle for just anyone. As a foreigner, you want to find an agent who specializes in working with foreigners and is a local in your selected market. After all, a real estate agent isn't there to just help with paperwork. They're your inside source for new listings, price trends, and off-market deals. Many homes get sold before they ever hit the big real estate websites, so having someone with contacts in the local market can give you a huge advantage. Working with the right agent can save you thousands of dollars, so take your time finding one or get in touch with us if you need any help. Step number 5, finding the right property. Although a great agent can handle the brunt of the work of finding the right property, you should still do some digging yourself. Zillow is a great place to start since it gives you an overview of prices in different neighborhoods. You should apply filters, compare listings, and save searches. This can result in hidden gems. Facebook groups can also be a goldmine. Some sellers prefer to avoid agent fees, so they list homes in local groups instead. Oftentimes, signing up for wholesale buyer email lists is an option if you're a good negotiator. These direct deals can often come at a lower price. If you're really committed to a specific neighborhood and in the US already, go old school. Walk around and talk to people. You'd be surprised how often homeowners consider selling just with the right offer to push them over the edge. Introducing yourself can also make a great first impression on future neighbors. After all, the goal isn't to just find a home. It's to find the right home at the best possible price. And once you've got your eye on a property, it's time to prepare the paperwork. Step 6. Entering a purchase agreement. When you find your dream home, it's time to submit an offer. If it's accepted, you'll enter a purchase agreement. This document locks in key terms like price, contingencies, and closing deadlines. Contingencies protect you, giving you the right to back out if something goes wrong. At this stage, you'll also transfer your earnest money deposit to a third party, which is usually a couple $1,000s or a percentage of the total purchase price. The amount is up to you and the heat of the market. Since contracts can be tricky, it's a good idea to have a real estate attorney or experienced agent by your side when doing the paperwork. They'll ensure you don't sign anything that puts you at risk. Now, there's one important step before closing the deal. Step 7. Conducting the property inspection. Here's the thing, sellers will always highlight the best parts of a home. That's their job. Fresh paint, nice staging, and good lighting can make a house look like a dream. But what about the foundation? The plumbing? The roof? Those aren't things you want to find out about after you move in. That's why hiring a professional property inspector is non-negotiable. Their job is to dig deep, checking for hidden issues like leaks, faulty wiring, or structural damage. Even small problems can turn into huge expenses down the line, and a proper inspection could save you from a financial nightmare. If the inspector does find issues, you have leverage. You can negotiate a lower price, ask the seller to make repairs, or if the problems are too big, just walk away. Either way, you win. A great deal isn't just about the price. It's about making sure what you're paying for is actually worth it. And once you're confident that the home is solid, You're almost at the finish line. Step number 8, closing the deal. The most exciting part of the home buying process happens at the closing table. Although the paperwork is signed on closing day, you need to transfer the down payment and closing costs to the title company the day before closing at least. Work with your mortgage broker and title company to find out the total amount you need to wire. Make sure your lender sees the money needed to close in your U.S. bank account at least 10 days prior to closing. If you're receiving gifts or liquidating stocks, make sure you leave as clear a paper trail as possible for the funds. Closing is the process of signing loan agreements, notarizing documentation, and wiring money. Let's take a minute to think of all the professionals it took to get here. Of course, having the right professionals on your side makes all the difference. A certified CPA can help you navigate tax rules. A real estate agent who understands foreign buyers can help you find the best options. A lawyer ensures all your contracts clauses are legal. You'll also have talked to an insurance agent, a mortgage broker, a mortgage processor, a mortgage underwriter, and many more behind the scenes will have cleared your loan. Now, you could try to piece together a team like this on your own, but you should work with professionals like us at Nonresident Investor, a proven team of specialists for you. This is all we do at Nonresident Investor. We help foreign nationals secure financing and buy a home in the U.S. If you'd like help finding the right home for your move to the U.S., come talk to us. We'll go through your specific case and lay out the best options for you. You can book a free 15-minute discovery call with me and my partner Luca through the link in the description. No strings attached. Or, if you prefer to handle everything on your own, just make sure you do your homework. A great place to start would be our blog. You'll find tons of useful information related to owning U.S. real estate as a foreigner and adjusting to your new life in America. And if you've already a proud homeowner and have made it this far, how did you buy your home? Which mortgage did you take? Do you have any tips to share with our community? We love to hear your experiences, so share them in the comments below. Thanks for watching the Non-Resident Investor YouTube channel. Have a great day.